This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
The views expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect those of WPSL. However, we do encourage you to like and share them on social media and, of course, with all your friends. It's time for the Science of Caring, Careology, with the one and only Roxy Brown.
Thank you, Cliff. How are you doing?
Been working on a project that requires physical labor, which is something I have not been used to doing since my surgeries. And wow, I must be recovering well.
Well, that's good.
I was expecting a little more pain after this weekend, and surprised it's not there.
So we say thank God for that. Well, I'm glad you're doing good. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning back in. This is Roxy with Careology, and if you're on the road driving, I need you to be very, very careful this evening. Definitely be careful, because we have with us a really special guest, and you'll find out in a few minutes. And if you're tuning in with us for the first time, welcome to Careology. We love having you, and you can stay with us for the next couple minutes until 7 p.m. We'll be greatly appreciated. You're going to hear some really good information. Just to let you know, Careology is a weekly show every Tuesday at 6:05 on WPSL. And what we do here on Careology is we promote the science of caring, sharing knowledge and education with the community and the resources available to them and for them. And we're happy to do that through nonprofits, local businesses, anyone that has something to do that with the community and giving good advice and promoting our community and supporting our community. We want to hear from you, and we've had some really lovely guests since we started in January, and I can't believe it's coming up to almost 1 year we've been doing this. So I'm really proud of what's been going on. And just to let you know, Careology is a subsidiary of CareBag Incorporated, which is a nonprofit, and our mission is very simple. We provide access to proper hygiene for the homeless and families in need on the Treasure Coast and beyond. We do the entire Treasure Coast, and we go as far as Boca. But this Saturday, we're also going to be in Broward County. The Broward County Sheriff's Office have invited us down there with our mobile shower unit, and we are happy to oblige them. Anywhere there is a need, we're always happy to be there. So we're very thrilled to do that. And I want to just remind everyone, the clock is ticking. The date is coming down. And we have our drawing for the beautiful 2021 Lexus UX 200. Remember, taxes are paid, and we're going to be doing the live drawing December 17th at 2 p.m. at Treasure Coast Lexus. And you can go to givecarebag.com to find all the information that you need. As I tell everyone, it is run by an independent company, so no, we do not have tickets for sale. You must go to the website, and you can find out all the information. And anyone in any of the states can participate. If you put in your zip code and it doesn't go through, it's because your state does not allow this.
Oh, some states don't.
Some states do not.
Okay, well, good
so
idea.
that is we want to do this the right way and
nobody's
within
gonna
the
get
law.
In any trouble.
Yeah, so you want to do this within the law. You guys are going to know why I say that in a minute. So if you'd like to participate and go ahead for this drawing, we would greatly appreciate that. All the proceeds go to assist CareBag in our mission. And talking about our mission, we have Giving Tuesday coming up, which is November 30th. This is worldwide, and it is a massive event, and it's something that not only helps CareBag, there are other nonprofits. If you like dogs, you can help dogs. If you like to see green grass grow, choose something. If CareBag might not be your cup of tea, I get it. Some people don't really care to help people in need. Believe it or not, Cliff. Some people don't care. That's okay. Hey, that's okay. They might care for something else. We just want you to care.
It's nice to know that somebody cares.
It's nice to know somebody cares, but if you want to care with a CareBag November 30th, we would appreciate that.
Everybody wants to give food to the homeless folks. And
that's good.
It's like,
but they need toilet paper afterwards.
Exactly.
And deodorant and soap.
You can't have one without the other.
There you go.
But
So everyone, but we always say this on the show. We've had some wonderful, wonderful nonprofits that have come through here. And if one has touched your heart, Careology is not just about Care Bag. It's about the resources in our community. So just don't give to someone. But if you're not sure, Care Bag is here and our hearts are open wide. And also, when you do give, we have the Bill Gates Foundation. There is also what is his name on Facebook? If you meet a certain criteria, Mark Zuckerberg, thank you very much. If you meet a certain criteria, they will go ahead and match it. So I think when you pass $2,000,
let
they
me
try
call
to
my
match.
buddy Elon Musk and see if
You
I can
do
get
that.
him to pitch
You
in.
go right ahead. I'll give you my number. But it's November 30th is an important day for nonprofits. We look forward to it. It's the end of the year. So if you have any little change that's hanging around and it's weighing down your pocket and you want to just get rid of it, go to givecarebag.com and we'll be happy to go ahead and help you relieve that. For Giving Tuesday, November 30th. Some people say, well, Roxy, I'll give you now. No. November 30th is actually the day, and those are the funds that they count that they can go ahead and match. So I'll be talking about it every Tuesday until November 30th, so don't worry. But it's going good, and we had a very interesting week so far. We had Sam's Club came by and donated a whole lot of Depends for our elderly. And we just want to give that is Cynthia at the Gatlin store. We want to give her a big shout out because we really, really appreciate what she did. So many individuals. This is not just for our elderly. We deal with the mentally challenged that need these items also. We deal with children who are regressing, that are still in adult Depends. So this just doesn't help our elderly. This helps so many more. And like I'm always telling you, government assistance only covers food. So the basics that they need as toilet paper, toothpaste, soap, if they can't afford it, they do without. And with everything we have been through with the pandemic, we know the importance of wellness in our community. So we're very grateful to them. And then, Cliff, I had another big surprise the next day. I had the Port St. Lucie Police Department stop by my office.
Ooh, and they weren't looking for you for some reason?
No, not this time.
Oh, okay.
I've been driving really good. And they donated some beautiful underwear, knickers, as we say, or underwear, and some nice T-shirts for our clients that are coming in. And I just want to turn my head to the right and say, thank you, Chief Bolduc.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, so everyone knows who my guest is in the store, in our studio, the same thing, my shop, the studio. So we have Port St. Lucie Police Chief, Mr. John Bolduc.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. Cliff was distracting me a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
He was
over
this
there.
guy. See, Cliff is in awe right now. Let me tell you something, guys. We are so lucky. I have been waiting for this day. We are so lucky to have a chief like this in our community. He's awesome. For those of you who don't know, he is my father from another mother and father. But that's our private thing. But Cliff is looking at me like, what? Yeah, yes, please, go ahead. Yes, we need an applause for that.
Our studio audience is a little slow tonight.
But Chief, I'm excited to have you here. I just love what you do for our community. We were together yesterday for a spectacular event, and I was just blown away on the amount of people that were there, because I've been to one of that you've had before, and the place was packed. But I'm going to let you have the mic and tell us all about it.
Well, thank you. It was, I think, the biggest event we've ever had that wasn't a public event. It was a promotional ceremony for 15 individuals in our organization. As you know, we've been the city's been growing, and we've been trying to grow the police department to keep up, and we finally got to a point where we needed to reorganize the department and restructure it a little bit. And that came with several promotions. And, yeah, it was a big day. There was over 200 people in the room.
Wow.
Friends and family of those getting promoted.
And I was one of them.
Yes.
So I was there supporting a good friend, but I'll let you tell it. Go ahead.
Well, it 15 people, and if I sound a little hoarse, that's because
all
I
right.
talked straight for about an hour and 15 minutes.
I saw you. That was a lot.
Yeah, and that's why I said you got to tell me what we're going to talk about, because I think I'm out of words, but
No, you're never out of words.
we'll get through this, right?
Well, I'm not going to skip. I'm going to congratulate everyone that got promoted. You know, kudos to you. We were hearing all the accolades and everything that you did, which is wonderful. But you had one individual that stood out.
You must be talking about Maya.
Oh, is that her name? Tell us about her.
Maya is a wonderful young lady. She was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and she moved to the United States when she was very young, I think about 4 years old, if I remember right. And somewhere along the way, she became a police officer and came to Port St. Lucie.
From New Jersey, everyone.
Yeah, wanted to become a police officer. And she has been involved. Obviously, she started out as a rookie police officer, and like we all did in the very beginning, walked around with her eyes wide open. And somewhere along the way, she found a calling, and she has been working with the Haitian community in Port St. Lucie, and built a wonderful relationship between the police department and introduced me to the Haitian community, and it's just been spectacular. And she decided she wanted to become a supervisor. She took the test, scored very well, and we're just very excited that she got promoted yesterday.
So now it is Sergeant.
Sergeant.
Well, I'm a little biased because actually Maya is actually one of CAREback's council members. So we're privileged to have her, and she's also an author. And I've actually saved her story for our February event. So she's going to be my first guest February 1st.
She's going to be on the show?
Yes, she is.
All
She's going to
right.
be on the show, and she has a wonderful story, and I'm so excited for everyone because when your Assistant Chief Richard Del Toro was here, I don't know if Cliff remembered, we talked about when the whole hoopla was about defunding the police, and we talked about what defunding the police really means. And I had a lot of people come up to me before the show, yes, this, yes, that, blah, blah, blah. And I told them my reaction to them was very simple. If something happens and someone's banging on your door at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, who are you going to call?
I hope us.
Well, I'm going to let you know. We're calling. I'm calling. So the funding, everyone just jumped on that bandwagon. They really didn't know what it was. And we know how important our police is. Yes, we have some bad apples. We have some good apples in everything that we do. Doesn't matter what job line, what work of line you're in. You're always going to have some bad apples. But on the police department, I've been pulled over, maybe just 1 or 2 times, and I have never had a bad reaction. I've always had a good reaction. Ma'am, your light was out, or ma'am, you might have been going a little bit, too slow. We need you to speed it up. Cliff knows I'm not telling the truth.
Under 45 on a highway, huh?
But I've always had a good reaction. I've never had anyone come to me, and I've never had anyone made me feel uncomfortable. So that is a good thing. I've had my car broken into. They've come. I've always had a good reaction. And that's something that you take pride in.
We do. We took an approach several years ago that we were going to provide superior customer service to the community. And the reason we do that is, we're here at Careology, so, it really matters whether or not your police department cares. And,
Yes.
and you need to be successful. We wanted the police department, the work at the police department, to be meaningful for the individuals. And so we thought, well, we need to be the best at what we do. Now, we've had a lot of help along the way. The previous chiefs have laid the groundwork with community policing, but the concept of customer service and serving the community and service above self, we just take that very serious. And the reason we want to do that is everybody wants to be on a winning team.
That's true.
And what we've done with the crime rate in Port St. Lucie over the last 10 years. And it has become part of the culture now, and some people don't get it. We've hired some folks that just didn't get the concept,
and they had to go.
Well, they went to work someplace else.
Yeah, we don't want you here in Port St. Lucie. So I'm going to open, I normally don't do this, Chief, but I'm going to open up the line that in case anyone has anything lovely that they'd like to ask the Chief, you can call us at 772-340-5090. And you know Cliff screens all our calls, so good luck to you.
No filibustering.
No filibustering whatsoever. 340-5090, and you know the area code 772. Chief, tell us, how long have you been in the police department, and especially with Port St. Lucie Police?
So I've been a police officer for 34 years. I started with Florida Game and Freshwater Fish Commission as a wildlife officer.
Okay.
And I've been with Port St. Lucie now 27 years.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you've been on basically the ground level, coming up, watching it grow.
I came in as a rookie police officer.
Wow.
Yeah, 27 years ago.
And now he's the chief. I like that.
Worked his way all the way up.
All the way up. Well, you can do that, but me and you have talked about this several times, about the diversity in the police department. What can you tell us about that diversity, or what are you trying to include within that police department?
Well, I don't have a unique take on diversity, but I do know that the community, we have one of the most diverse communities
Yes, we
in
do.
the country. Actually, only one of two cities, large cities, you know, with a population over 100,000 in the whole country that are actually considered to be integrated. And that means there's no segregation of races in our city. Everybody lives amongst each other.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's the model.
We
of
are the
America
we are the
is
model.
Becoming, remember the melting pot?
So I'm going to just put it out there. Port St. Lucie is the model of what the nation needs to do.
Absolutely.
There you go. That's basically it. Well, I've been here. I know I remember when we did the race relations at our church, which started that coming out every year now at the then Civic Center, now Mid-Florida Credit Center.
Mid-Florida Credit
Union
Event Center.
Thank you. That is a mouthful.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to know, even though when we had that at our church, it was a nice, peaceful, if I remember correctly, I think I do, a nice inclusion of everyone coming in, trying to just find out how we could not be like the other cities, what was going on. They wanted to get answers. They wanted to talk. And when myself and Tanya Lowe at Tanya Lowe State Farm approached the chief about this, just to let everyone know, he was so welcoming. He came along. We had the sheriff's office. We had then Mayor Gregory Orvac, who was our mayor back then. And everyone came together. We had this. People came out. We opened it. We had Pastor Haynes, who comes on every Tuesday. We used his church, which is my church. And it was just an event where people could come and talk and just find out information and be comfortable. And the one thing I remember, that's where me and the chief met another way, but through my nonprofit. Everyone's waiting. No, through my nonprofit we met. But this was a way that I saw how eager he was to get the community together. And I think that's something that our community needs to know. You see the chief, you see him in his uniform, and you hear him, but behind the scenes, when you call him and you want to find information, which I thank you for, he is so open to that. And that is something that we need to be very grateful for, because when you have open communication with the forces that be to protect us, you feel better, and that's a good thing. And that's what I love.
Well, I can't think of a better way to battle misinformation than with information.
That's true.
And I think, no doubt about it, some really bad things have happened with police officers right in the middle of them, causing them at fault. But I think it gets over sensationalized because it does make a good story.
It does.
And it overshadows the good police officers and the good that's being done out there every day. So the only way to get in the way of that is put out information and come hang out on a radio show.
See, I like that. Well, I want to ask you something, but we have the I wanted to throw this in there because it's coming up to the holiday season, and those that will be shopping, and we'll be going out and spending money and doing all kind of things. This is, although this is supposed to be a happy time coming up to this season, it is also a time for the other folks.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to talk about the other folks after this message from our amazing sponsor, Treasure Coast Lexus. Like I always tell you, stop by, tell them Roxy sent you. My name is Roxy. I'm here with the chief of Port St. Lucie Police Department, and we will be back after this message from our wonderful and fabulous sponsor. See you in a few seconds. If you could reimagine the way you buy a car, what would you do? Make it simple, make negotiations disappear, demand transparency, then experience amazing at your Treasure Coast Lexus dealer. Car Buying Simplified. Treasure Coast Lexus is a proud sponsor of Careology. Every Tuesday at 6:05 p.m., caring and supporting for our community. Car Buying Simplified. Check out your Treasure Coast Lexus dealer. Thinking of building your next home or renovating? Come see us at Grozer Builders. We will create a home suited for your lifestyle. With years of experience means we give you a complete professional service from a dream to a concept. You will get the best results, best value, best quality is what you get from Grozer Builders. Visit us at grozerbuilders.com. You deserve better. You deserve Grozer. How would you like to win a Lexus UX 200 with taxes paid? No car payment. That sounds terrific. Go to givecarebag.com. All proceeds go to help our local nonprofit CareBag Incorporated, where they provide access to proper hygiene to those in our community in need. We also have 2 additional prizes. Go to givecarebag.com to find out how you could win a beautiful 2021 Lexus UX 200. No lease, taxes paid. Drawing December 17th, 2021.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
Back to Careology, the science of caring. Once again, here's your host, Roxy.
Thank you, Cliff, and welcome back to everyone who's still with us. If you're in your car, please be careful on the road. We want you to reach your destination nice and safely. And before I get back to the chief on the question, as you know, at Careology, we just don't talk about CareBag. We want to support the Christmas kids of St. Lucie County here with WPSL Christmas Kids Toy Program for children 12 and under. Only thing you need to do is go to WPSL.com and you should be able to find all the information there. There's only room for 300 children. I'm not sure if they met the criteria yet, but if they have it, you will know. Or you can go ahead and call 772-462-1777 and just press 0. And just remember, these are for the kids here in our St. Lucie County, and WPSL has been doing this for years, and we want to support them and support the children and this program. So if you want more information, call 772-462-1777 and press 0.
You know, the Swap Shop crowd is doing something very supportive of the Christmas kids this year. Between November 29th and December the 15th, they're letting us take half of the Swap Shop and dedicating it to the Christmas kids. 9:05 to 9:35, the Christmas kids.
That's good.
Followed by Swap Shop, 9:35 till 10.
That's
instead
good.
of the whole hour. So.
Well, I know one thing, CareBag, we have a lot of moms coming in and things have been really tight on them. So we're trying to do grab a book, get a book, give a book. So we're going to be doing a library in our office so that when our moms comes in, they can have books that they, can take home to their children, read, bring it back, grab another book. So if you have any books for children, I would say 12 years and under, and you'd like to donate them, get in touch with CareBag. We'd love to go ahead because reading is fundamental. When you read to a child, knowledge is power, and it can only strengthen them. And these are our children for our future and our community. And at the end of the day, it can't hurt. That's what I say. At the end of the day, it can't hurt. But Chief, I'm going to turn back around to you. So we have the happiest time of the year coming around other than our birthdays, and people are shopping, looking for great deals, packing stuff in their car, going over to the mall and shopping here, going here. What's going to happen?
If you leave things in your car, even in a very safe neighborhood, they'll disappear.
They'll disappear.
They're bad people watching, looking, and walking, as you know, walking yard to yard, looking in cars to see what's in them. So anything of any value left in a vehicle will eventually disappear.
And everyone, remember to lock your car doors when you go home. You may think you live in a safe neighborhood, but I can assure you, people are passing by your house and trying to open your doors and seeing if your doors are open. Some people go to malls, they open their trunk, they put things in the trunk, and they think it's safe.
Most cars today have a trunk release in the car, so they'll break your window and
To
release
just
your
get
trunk.
in there and get.
So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I just want to let everyone know that they didn't reach the 300, they reached 500. So this here is going out. If you would like to donate any toys and find out what they need, we have brand new, unwrapped. We have 500 little souls that we want to go ahead and bless them with for Christmas. So we reached our 500. So now we want you to step up to the plate, because this is a sports radio. Step up to the plate and go ahead and buy some toys, and just know that you're going to help. You're going to help someone. At the end of the day, it's going to feel good.
Nice halftime report, Roxy. Thank you.
You're very welcome. But, when I go shopping for others, it feels good. It always feels good to give back.
There's no better feeling.
And if you have never done so, try it. Try it and support the WPSL Christmas Kids Toy Program, and you will see how good it feels. And you'll do it over and over again, because these are our children in our community. So we can only place some love on them. Thank you, Cliff, and thank you, Miss Carol. So back to the car snatching and breaking the windows. You see how we move from just one to another?
Yeah.
It's just so. So they're breaking in.
So just think. Just stop and think. How do I protect my property? How do I protect the presents that I've just spent a lot of money on? And you would not believe the crime reports that I have read over the years. Brand new Xbox still in the box, stolen out of somebody's unlocked car in front of their house. Every day.
Because you're trying to hide it. So just to let you know, kids already know it's in the car. They already have the key. They've already seen it. So bring it in the house or leave it in your office. That would be the same.
Get it wrapped.
Get it wrapped and put it under the tree.
Or you could put it in your closet if it's wrapped. They're not going to
it.
figure out what it is.
There you go. Or just put it under the tree and let them shake it until they have the day to open it. But safety is important. Yeah. And what else goes on during this time that we might not know?
Well, obviously, you just want to be aware of your surroundings. We have a great community, and it's relatively safe. And I don't want to go on, and say, be careful where you park in that.
Right.
Because we just don't have those types of problems in our community. But the other thing I would be very cautious about is how you dispose of those boxes on Christmas Day or the day after Christmas.
There you go, because now they know what's in your house.
Exactly.
But don't we have a place where we can actually drop our recycling at?
Yes.
Yeah, so now everyone needs to bombard Waste Pro and go on their website or call them, because I always found it curious. You see all these big packages, and while I'm driving, I'm like, okay, that's in their house, so now you let everyone know you have the new 70-inch TV in your house, or you have this new thing. And the only thing that does is feed on people wanting to break in. It doesn't matter how many cameras you have. It doesn't matter. If someone wants to break in, Chief,
they will.
They'll
find a way.
Dog or not.
But the cameras are good.
Yeah.
Quality cameras have driven our residential burglary rate through the basement.
And we have good cameras.
Yeah. The cameras.
So me and Chief were looking at a picture today, and immediately the Chief spotted gloves. And it took me 6-7 times before I could even spot it.
Well, I'm used to looking at
the trained eye. I love it. The trained eye. So what is new that is happening with the Port St. Lucie Police Department that we can look forward to?
Well, obviously it's not new, but we've been really on traffic safety lately.
Yeah, I know that.
But,
Yeah, Cliff, I know that. I know that.
I wanna-
Happy feet.
I want to get the message out there.
Yeah.
I keep trying to get them to put my favorite slogan up on the Crosstown Parkway, but they won't.
What
they won't
is
do
it?
I want to do, you know how it runs across the banner there. I wanted to say, who doesn't want to get a speeding ticket? Raise your right foot.
I love that. Why won't they do it?
Well, I just haven't got. They think I'm corny, I guess.
No, tell them you spoke to Roxy. That's good. No, that's a good one.
I want to put up. Don't be a turkey. Drive safe during the holidays too. You know. It's kind of corny.
I love the one, if you don't want a ticket, raise your right foot. Because the minute you said that, I just lifted my right foot. I immediately did it. Yeah, but I remember when this was happening, when you was coming and I was talking to you, you're like, you were at a meeting and you was like, listen, nobody call me and tell me you got a ticket. And I sat there and I was like, dag, I can't call him. But safety is important, because looking through the news, especially in our local area, so many people have been hit.
Yeah.
And it's because of speeding. Because if you're going at a certain rate within a certain area and you stop, you can save a life.
Well, statistically,
Yes.
if you strike a pedestrian with your vehicle going 40 miles per hour, say 9 out of 10 times, that person will not live through it.
And that's 40 miles an hour.
40 miles an hour. If we can get your speed below 30, we can lower that number to 4 times out of 10.
Wow.
And if we can get down to 25 or 20, we're going to get that number down into the 2s and 3s.
And that's saving many lives.
Saving many lives.
See,
And
that's amazing.
Port St. Lucie, we don't have sidewalks in all of our neighborhoods. So the city council has taken the bold step to lower the speed limit to 25 miles an hour in all residential neighborhoods throughout the entire city.
Wow.
So we will be systematically going through the city and reposting the speed limits in the neighborhoods.
I am so glad I'm hearing that from you.
And I'm hoping that this change will just bring awareness to, children darting between cars, because I mean, we all get in a hurry.
Yes, we all are.
We all get in a hurry, and this doesn't happen to bad people.
It happens to the average person.
The average person, good people in a hurry, and a child darts out, and it changes 2 lives.
That's my worst fear. I'm just gonna let you know, when I see a school bus, whether it's up, whether it's down, whether it says stop, I automatically slow, because I think just losing a child is terrible. Taking a child's life, I think that's a next level. And I don't know how anyone could even deal with that. So, and people need to be careful and looking. I'm glad I can say, thank goodness you have new cars, that you have your Bluetooth screened into your car, so you can talk, you can listen to your text. But the older cars that don't have that, and people on their phone, when they look up, it's too late. Because sometimes I say, where are the police?
There's only a few of us
I
out
know.
there.
We need to hire some more. If we have any good people that want to be police officers, apply, because we need some good policemen. I have seen people crocheting while driving.
I watched a lady put her makeup on this morning.
What did you do?
She was several lanes over, and I couldn't
saying,
get over to get behind her, and then she turned left. But she was going down the road 45 miles an hour.
Putting on makeup.
Putting on mascara.
Oh, my goodness. Mascara, not even lipstick. So your mascara, you can't see. I've seen a lady knitting on 95 while driving, me and my husband. And I looked and I said, oh, my goodness. I see people with dogs. I'm a dog lover. So I see people with dogs in their lap, and they don't understand. If, God forbid, an accident happens, the first thing flying out that window or through the window is the dog.
Or the airbag.
Or the airbag's going to kill them, one of the two. So, you said it before, common sense. Using common sense is so important. And I think some of us don't use it. So what else would you like to, over these holiday times, well, we know the speed limit's going down.
If you're gonna buy your school-age children a new backpack, get them something with reflective stuff on it. We're into this new time of year.
Yes.
And You know, the days are getting shorter, and
the days are getting darker.
Yep, and it's always right now. It's at night, but the mornings are going to get darker and darker
too.
for a little while
and
here.
the bus stops are crowded.
And the kids don't want to stand in the wet grass, so they
stand in the road.
They inch out into the road, and then they put their heads down and they're playing with their
phone and don't see the car coming.
Yep.
When I'm driving through on my way to work past a school, usually around 8 o'clock in the morning or so, there's a crossing guard out there, but
they can't be everywhere.
The kids, they're playing on their way to school, and so, you know, I keep a little bit low 20, because if you have to slam on your brakes, it's better be going slow.
Yeah.
And with kids right there playing with each other,
they don't see.
Looking.
They just dart out.
I was explaining to my granddaughters, playing with a beach ball in the yard. The wind blows it away, and it goes out in the middle of the road. You don't chase it.
No.
Never.
My dad always used to say, if you see a ball come in the road, just stop. Because he said some little person is going to be coming after that ball. Just stop.
Unfortunately, people don't do that, and we found out more recently that they need to pay attention.
They'll stop for birds, they'll stop for turtles, but they won't stop for a ball which a child is running after.
Florida Driver's Handbook means something, and I hope you remember most of the stuff in it that you studied to get your license. Out there, you know.
Good call.
Yeah.
But safety is important, and I love that. The reflectors. I wonder, are there reflectors that you could even put on bags?
Absolutely.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay, Carebag's going to look into that, because all my babies that are growing up are getting ready to start going into preschool, and these mothers have other children. And safety, I love that.
Little reflective wraps.
Maybe they could say Carebag on them.
Okay, as long as they save a life, that's all we care about. Because that little girl that got hit by that car, that bothered me. That bothered me for weeks and weeks and weeks.
My stepson, where he works for a trust company, worked with the dad of that little girl.
Oh yeah.
And my grandchildren played with that little girl. She was bigger than them, but and it hit the whole workshop.
It hit the whole
over
county.
there where he works. The father was devastated.
Of course.
You know, and well, the company they worked for, they helped out with the funeral thing and all that, but.
It's still
I'll
devastating.
I raised all my girls. They're all raised. They're all grown-ups now. I've got grandchildren and a couple great-grandchildren.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's all right. And man, they've got a different world to face than we do.
Yes, they do. And we have to protect them. And it's not just the police department doing their job, but it's also the community involved. And it's a community effort. And you have to work together with law enforcement.
It takes a village to raise a child.
That's right. And that's why November month is our law enforcement month. I picked it because, especially coming into the season, and we have the northerners coming down. We just have so much going on. We need to be aware, and the best ones to teach us that is our law enforcement, because when something is wrong, we are quick to dial 911. So, I was talking to a friend, and they was like, well, you just call 119. I'm like, no, we're not in England anymore. It's 911. We have to call 9. Not 119 will get you nowhere in this country. 911. So that is very important. Chief, anything else that I have missed that we need to cover?
Well, we're going to be doing a lot of DUI enforcement during the holidays, so
I'm not even worried about that, because I do not drink and drive.
Well, for those
who
drink, please don't drive.
Yeah.
There's so many ways now
to get home.
You can Uber, Lyft.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say names.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, if somebody needs to, they need to, or call a friend. Call a friend that's not with you.
In the past, sometimes police officers or fire department first responders would offer to take people home from the clubs and the bars at night to make sure they get home.
I don't go to clubs
so that
or
they don't
bars.
Drive. That's
We're still in COVID. Nobody should be in clubs and bars.
We can't walk into a club because everybody's going to want our autograph, so we just don't go.
I like that. If that's what you want to say, I'm going to just run with it. But that DUI is important, because now, I think people need to understand, correct me if I'm wrong. I like to be corrected if I'm wrong. If you're having something privately in your home and someone is drunk and leaves your home and God forbid something happened, aren't you responsible?
Not criminally, but you could be held
liable.
Okay.
So you need to be, if you're doing something at your home and it is private, don't think because it happened not at your home, they left your home. So you should be responsible for your guests. That's important.
Yeah, be responsible for them. Look out for them because they can't look out for themselves. They're impaired.
Well, not only that, if they're at your home, they should be a friend. So
Yeah.
you don't have a stranger.
Friends don't let
Yeah.
friends do that.
Yeah, there is a slogan for that. I'm going to remember it.
It's
So-
somebody else's copyright, so I misquoted it.
Oh, okay. I like that. So you're going to be starting the DUI.
We will definitely be. We do it all the
Anyway,
time.
yeah.
But we will definitely be paying overtime for officers who want to go out and do DUI enforcement on the holidays, and especially around what we call Amateur Day, New Year's Eve.
Oh, well, see, I know in New York, during New Year's Eve, transportation was free. New Year's Eve, all transportation was free because they didn't want anyone driving. They wanted everyone, public transportation. If a taxi picks you up, they took you where you had to go, no cost, just to make sure you did not get in your vehicle.
Wow.
And that's what we did. And I know that a lot of other companies sometimes do that also because they want you, that saves a life. That's so more important. A $25, $30 taxi bill is nothing compared to the bail you're gonna have to find to get out of jail.
Not to mention the ticket too.
A
Tickets
whole
go
lot.
up.
Listen, it's gonna be. I just started with bail. We're not even gonna go to ticket bail because you're gonna be charged.
But overall, though, if it's a DUI,
Well, you should be.
You're gonna be paying extra for insurance for a long time. There's got all kinds of.
No, you should be
terrible
because
things. Yeah.
you should be a responsible drinker.
Yeah.
You should know. Everyone knows their limit. Am I correct?
They should.
You know when you're drinking and you know when you feel it. We had Inner Truth Project here, and we were talking about how they spike drinks, and that is something I want to go ahead and talk to Mindy with again because it's coming up to the holidays, so people could be aware. Before it was just females. Now we have to wander from male and females. We want people to be aware. So we learned that we're gonna have the speed limit reinforced down to 25 miles an hour, and that if you hit anyone at going at least 40, 9 times out of 10 they would not live. So that means speeding is a no-no. I learned something today, which is very important. I don't want to take a life.
Head-on collisions are the worst because you gotta add the speed each
the
car's
force.
going. Yeah, the force.
Well, we're just talking
impact.
about hitting someone. That itself is
that's-
important.
Yeah.
So we
Especially
thank the chief for
pedestrians,
that. And what else do we need to know? I'm just absorbing all of this.
Well, most bad crashes like Cliff's talking
Yeah.
about happen at intersections. So don't squeeze the lemon.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's an intersection I'm going to tell you about that there's a stop sign, and they don't stop. It's near where I'm at, and they don't stop. Sometimes I get there, and I see the cars coming, and it's my turn to go, and I purposely stop because the speed that they're going, they just whoop. This is all they do. And sometimes you see them sitting behind a tree and the lights would go out, and I'm like, yes, because it's dangerous. People don't understand. People are walking, they're walking their dogs, and that impact takes a life. So do you have people that you hire to find you good spots? Because I'd be good for that. I'm always on the road.
Well, we do have the officers out there riding around, and they do find those good spots. But
Yeah, I do see them.
Even my fondest memories, though, of what's that road out there where you get St. Lucie West Boulevard, and I think it's Bayshore. And when
St. Lucie West Bayshore.
When you're
Okay.
southbound, nobody's stopping to turn right. You're supposed to stop and turn right at a red light. Now this has been a while because I don't get down there too often because I'm.
You
pretty
said
much-
St. Lucie West.
St. Lucie, well, yeah, Prima Vista, St. Lucie
Right,
West.
right at that right.
Bayshore
Sure.
southbound.
Uh-huh.
The light's red, and of course you can turn right on a red light if there's no traffic coming. But,
Trust me, you can't
but
turn
these
at that
people-
light.
They think that they can see way down the road whether somebody's going real fast or not. They just go. And I
That's
thought, wow.
everywhere. Everyone, the chief said it.
I'll bet
Everyone is so much in a hurry now. I don't think anyone really thinks.
But that's declined though since the last couple of years down there.
Well,
I hope so.
We've all been locked away inside, so has a lot
yeah,
declined
the
since we've had the
COVID.
COVID.
So what we saw was, initially, when nobody was out,
Right,
everything went down. Crashes, tickets,
of course.
everything went down.
Wow.
Then, when people started getting back out on the road,
They didn't know how to drive.
but the roads weren't crowded, they could go really fast.
Ooh,
So we saw some astronomical speeds.
wow.
And even on the highways.
I think people
troopers-
forgot.
Yeah.
I think me and my husband say that. I think people got on the road and got behind the car and just forgot. Wow. I really do, because what I saw when people were out there, I'm like, okay, they've been locked down too long. They were just flying with no regard for anything.
And then, I think everybody has this heightened sense of urgency too
Yeah.
now.
To get toilet paper.
In angriness.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And so
Frustration.
we had people passing, driving through people's yards, driving up on the sidewalk. In St. Lucie West,
Wow.
when traffic would get backed up, they'd drive down the sidewalk on the side of the road. We wrote a bunch of those
Wow.
tickets. It was really nuts for a little while. Things seem to be getting back to
A
normal
little
now.
bit of normalcy.
A little bit of
normalcy.
normal, yeah.
See, I didn't even. Wow. Well, I know there's been a lot of road rage.
Yeah.
I know there's been a lot of road rage, because I've met a little bit of road rage. The light turned green, and within a half a split second, I didn't move, and I got honked at, and God knows what. So I know there's a lot of road rage. I don't know if it's COVID. I don't know if it's PTSD. I don't know what it
I don't
is.
think people understand what a stop sign really means. You have to come to a full and complete stop, not this slow right down. Oh, nothing coming here.
Well, that is actually a ticket.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
attest you to that. Trust me, that is a ticket. Because unfortunately, a long time ago, I got one. The light, it was a stop sign. No cars were there. It was like, I think I was coming home from work, and he said I did a roll, a roll.
A rolling
He said,
stop.
yeah, he said I didn't stop. He said I did a rolling stop. I said, is that a word?
It
Yeah,
is.
it's a word. I know it's a word now. He said, you did a rolling stop. I said, nothing was coming. He said, but it was a rolling stop.
Yeah, it's not a complete.
It's not a
stop.
complete stop. So we learned safety here today.
Yep.
And we learned one thing, that we do need our police department. But before we go, I know that I wanted to ask you about this. And it is, the police have a foundation that it is, I think it's called the 100.
So we have a county-wide
Right.
club. It's called the 100 Club.
Mm-hmm.
And the 100 Club was started in Chicago. And the idea is a police officer got killed, and 100 businessmen put up $100 to take care of his family. And so the 100 Club spread all over the country, and we have a chapter here in St. Lucie County. And the 100 Club benefits the widows and children of fallen police officers, and it's now been expanded to include firemen.
Firemen.
Yeah, so
Well,
all first responders.
Well, how can anyone, if someone, I don't know, Cliff would tell you, I never do this for anyone else, but I think this is important. If someone wanted to find out information about that, how can they find out information?
They could Google the 100 Club.
The
of
100
St. Lucie
Club
County.
of St. Lucie County.
Yeah.
So if anyone is
100
interested,
Club
the
St. Lucie
100
County.
Club St. Lucie County. Yeah, Cliff would go ahead and we'll have that on our. But if you listen to our archive on WPSL TV or you go to CareBag, you can get that information. I think that's important, because when a fallen officer or a fireman, it just doesn't impact, it impacts everyone, but it really impacts the family. And to know the family, I think just to know that the community is around me for the person that served you, I think that's a good feeling.
And it is.
I think it is a wonderful feeling.
And if we have no tragedies, which they're rare in St. Lucie County,
Praise God.
yes, then we have 2 social events each year.
Okay.
Where we get together, and we have one of the banquets is a award ceremony for the officers of the year.
Okay.
So we bring in, like you saw yesterday,
Yes.
we'll bring in one officer from each agency.
Each agency.
And talk about their accolades and have a wonderful dinner.
And responsible drinking.
Responsible.
Drinking. That's the good thing. Well, if anyone is interested in participating in this community, you can just go and Google the 100 Club Port St. Lucie, because your support means something to the families, to the children that have to. The loss of someone is so devastating. Just imagine they know they have a little bit of assurance. They don't have to worry about a few things, that they can concentrate on the family unit as a whole. So is there anything else? What do you have?
While you were talking, I Googled it.
All right.
It's www.100, the numbers, clubslc.org.
Okay.
100clubslc.org.
100clubslc.org. And I don't do that with any other nonprofit, but this is important. Plus you're the chief.
We have about 300 members now, and it's a
It's a big
very
thing.
interesting group of our community that gets together and celebrates law
From the
enforcement and
100 Club.
firefighters. Yes.
Oh, well, I love that. I love that. That is important. That is very important. Thank you, Cliff. Is there anything else we're missing before we have to go?
Well, you know my tagline.
Tell your tagline. We heard the tagline.
We've heard this.
You
It's
guys
good.
are going to love this. Go ahead, Chief.
I don't think this is what I was going to say, but I
Oh, okay.
always tell everybody when I say, instead of saying goodbye, I say stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
But can you tell them your tagline about speeding?
The highway, the crawl, the crawl that
No,
runs
if,
on the.
no. Raise. If you
Yeah.
don't want to get a ticket, tell them that one.
You're talking about the slogan I
The
want to put on
slogan,
the banner
yes.
over Crosstown.
Uh-huh.
Who doesn't want to get a speeding ticket? Raise your right foot.
I love it.
Well, I'm picturing myself driving, trying to stay right around 7, and I notice that everybody else is speeding up, and I notice that I'm starting to speed up. I'll just take my foot off the gas for a second.
I'm gonna remember that. If you don't want a
that's
speeding
great.
ticket, raise your right foot. I love that, Chief. It
It's
has
going to be all over
been.
Swap Shop tomorrow. You watch.
It has been. I love it. It has been a fabulous having you on. Thank you so much for spending the time with us.
Roxy, I had a blast. Thanks
I know.
Again.
This
Thanks
is so fun.
much.
Thank you. And we appreciate it. And Cliff, thank you so much. So we want to remind everyone of just a couple of things. At CareBag, we are actually, like I told everyone, we are heading down to the Broward Sheriff's Office and on Saturday, and we are very honored that they called us and heard about us from all the way up there, down there, up here, and they're going to be escorting us halfway down, so we're excited about that. And just remember, go to givecarebag.com to find out information about us, to support our drawing with the car, or to just go ahead and make a donation, because your donation helps so many. It helps the homeless, it helps children, it helps the elderly, it helps our community, because when our community is well and healthy, that means the rest of it impacts us all. And we just love your support. We thank you for joining us this Tuesday, and stay tuned for us next week, because this month is law enforcement, so we have 2 more guests coming up, and I'm sure you're gonna love to hear from them. And we enjoyed having you. And the Chief, thank you very much for being my guest. I so appreciate it. And Cliff, as always, appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Roxy, because, hey, we do this radio thing all the time, and it's wonderful when we see real movers and shakers moving and shaking things.
There you go. Because this is what makes a community, and that's what Careology is about. So I appreciate that. Am I forgetting anything else, Cliff?
Let's see, we need to fill 20 seconds. Duh.
I think we can do that.
But
We
I'll tell
have
you
our
what.
we have our
100clubslc.com.
that's important. And then we have givecarebag.com.
Org, okay. Yeah,
That's
give
right.
care back.
So what is it? 100.
Christmas kids.
It's 100 club,
100clubslc.org.
and it's 100, not the word spelled out.
Right.
So, or you could just Google it, and that is supporting our men in blue and our firemen, and that's important.